you for giving us a few minutes of your time so that we can share with you why we support the Catholic appeal and just how important this appeal is for our parish and the Archdiocese of Boston. For those of you who don't already know us, we are Joseph and Mary Lee. We've been blessed to be members at St. Michael's Parish for the past 4 years.
There's more detailed information in today's bulletin about the appeal, so we just wanted to highlight a few specific things that stood out to us. On a practical level, this appeal provides funding for a variety of impactful ministries throughout the diocese, including faith formation and Catholic schools. And it also supports countless needs that are less visible, like health insurance for diocesan employees and priests, support for seminarians, resources for those struggling with addiction, and coordinations for chaplains in hospital and prison ministry.
Now, it is easy to think that we are up here to just ask you for money to support these various good works throughout the diocese. And on the one hand, that is true. These ministries cost money, and the Church needs our contributions to make them happen. However, in our reflection, we realize that if the appeal is nothing more than an annual fundraiser, then it would lose much of its meaning. If this were just a fundraiser, the entire focus would be on the dollar amount, and it would be all about looking at budgets and figuring out the largest percentages that we can all give.
As we were reflecting on what to share, the image kept coming to mind of the widow in the Gospel story who gave 2 copper coins to the temple treasury. How did this woman have the courage to give her small coins when she sees all these wealthy people putting in huge amounts? From a purely financial perspective, this gift would make 0 difference. Furthermore, the Gospel tells us that Jesus was watching the multitude putting money into the treasury, so we know that there are many people around and a lot going on. But amidst all the commotion, Jesus sees this particular widow, and her small gift is precious to him. It can be easy to think that our contributions are so insignificant as to not even matter. We as humans tend to focus on the bottom line, and when we look at our gift, we see it as a tiny percentage of the whole. But when Jesus looks at the money raised for the Catholic appeal, he doesn't just look at the total sum or percentages. He sees each individual gift from you, his beloved son or daughter, and that gift is priceless to him.
Now, I think sometimes that this particular gospel passage can be hard to relate to. Jesus also said that she gave her whole living. So does this mean that we are called to ignore all of our responsibilities in order to give more money to the Church? I think the answer to this question can be found in St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, where he says, "If I give away all I have, but have not love, I gain nothing." So it isn't so much about maximizing the dollar amount in itself, as it is about really giving our whole selves to God in love. Jesus said that the widow, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had. This is the insight we drew out of this reflection. It wasn't just that this widow gave her whole income, but rather that she gave her whole self. She gave herself by making the effort to come to the temple, by trusting that what she could give mattered, and by giving her heart to God in prayer.
The real point of the Catholic appeal is to remind us that we as individuals are not only a part of this parish family at St. Michael's, but also a part of the greater Archdiocese of Boston, and ultimately the world, through our shared union to Christ. We have a responsibility to care for others' needs, and to do everything we can to bring Christ's light to our brothers and sisters. We ask you to prayerfully consider how God might be inviting you to give of yourself, whether financially or otherwise.
Simply put, the whole goal of the Catholic appeal is to give us a very concrete way to love our neighbors here in the Archdiocese of Boston. Remember that whatever we give in love to God is precious in His sight. Most importantly, we ask you to pray for all of the people whose lives will be touched by this appeal. Because at the end of the day, this is what success of the appeal means, that we may allow God to touch the hearts of as many people as possible through our efforts. On behalf of Cardinal Sean and Father Dilly, we thank you so much for your time and consideration of this very important request. Thank you.